Hello and welcome back. Today we are here playing as Japan in Victoria 3. Last episode we did have a bit of a crank-off. We took a couple more Chinese provinces. We started to go a little bad boy, but not fully bad boy. We popped off with that 1 billion GDP, and now we are kind of looking to turn a little bit of a corner. I think maybe there's one or two more episodes left in this series, kind of to do what we want to do, which is just firmly plant ourselves as kind of the number one big guy on the block, you know, where there's just no question that we are unquestionably like the strongest. I think we're already there. We're not the number one GP if we sort by prestige, but if you look by GDP, you know, the number that matters, we are solidly in first. And if you look by pop, well, we're not in first, but we're about to be taking more states from Great Qing. And so I think what we're going to be doing this episode is we are going to be declaring one small little war and one giant leap for mankind. In a big war. So my plan for the small war is we're not looking to like fully go full infamy. We want to be a little bit ready to be able to fight 2 to 3 great powers all at once. And so in the queue here we have placed a whole bunch of barrackses, another 110 barrackses, which is going to bring us up to 500 barrackses. We're also set up to conscript in these 3 areas as well, so another 150 battalions on top of that we are intending to conscript if we have to fight GPs. But the first up battle is we're going to go for here, Montenegro. And I think that I've underappreciated Montenegro as an expansion spot. I think I'm making a short about this, or I've made a short about this by now. But Montenegro nicely gives you an adjacency to Austria early in the game, you know, for the trade reasons and also the Ottomans. But also later on, landing Austria can be a little bit difficult. Austria is kind of a hard GP to get into, just because, you know, they have this super mountainous terrain here and you also have to land them. They maybe are harder than Great Britain even, especially when they move their capital to Bohemia, which the AI really likes to do. I think it's because it has more arable land, and just if they rev once, the capital ends up there, or something like this. So we're going to try and take Montenegro. That way, if we do have to fight Austria afterwards, we're in really good shape, and we just are going to try and take it. Now, if a GP joins against us, this is also fine. We're not very concerned about this, and we're off and away. Another thing to just kind of note is we really took these looking for the pops, and we got 20 million pops here and nearly 30 million pops here. They have this huge negative migration. They are coming to Japan, and this is driving down the price of labor considerably, which is going to have a really positive effect on our balance, because just kind of when you're just evaluating anything, let's find a place with high migration attraction. When you're evaluating kind of any business, look at this, wealthy. When you're evaluating any business, it's the profits minus the costs, right? And one of the inputs, one of the weekly costs, is going to be wages. So you notice here, the wages is 20K, and it's really not a large percentage of the cost, but it is a part of the cost. And so when you can lower the price of the wages, it's going to help out a lot. Notably, this place is not profitable, but there's a lot of available jobs here, which is probably leading into the migration attraction. Available employment. Bam. Is that modifier capped at plus 10? That's something that's worth knowing. Let's take a little look. Alright, so there. And here also has a bunch of migration attraction. It might be capped at plus 10, which is interesting to note, which is also going to be a good thing because, or not a good thing, but it makes standard of living still an important modifier. You can't just crank up independent of SOL from available jobs, something like this. Now, expecting them to not back down, despite overwhelming odds, you know, they're only -5, but we are a lot stronger than them. Why don't we mobilize one Boyo at least, I guess? This guy is fine. Any guy will do, really. We are in very good shape to just clap anyone who joins against us. We're very fine deficit spending here. We do want the investment pool to start draining. Let's take a look at what we have in line for techs. Yes, landing craft into NCO training, which makes a whole lot of sense. We have a lot of natural spread on techs as well. Are we not spreading that? Are we not spreading anything? Let's take a look. We're not spreading 2 things, so they're going to get half of the technology spread. So they're going to get 150 each. We're getting nitrogen fixation and something else, which really means we can afford to go ahead of time if we're not nat spreading in 3 categories, because you don't want to lose your nat spread ability. think we're gonna well, we're obviously gonna comfortably win that war. So perhaps we should just kind of take a look. Our Auto-Q is building a lot of arms industries, interestingly. So let's see if we can maybe push some economies of scale bonus in these. Kind of there. And what techs do we have coming up maybe that are going to influence kind of what we want to research? We say that radio is going to be needed for NCO training. And so maybe we just actually want to research radio first, because we're going to need radios to implement the NCO. So maybe something like this. And then of course we are going to land with Sukinori, however that's pronounced. And anticipating that this will be a bloodbath, a very short ingress, but then we will again be able to fight Austria. I'm thinking for a great big, happy war. We fight Great Britain, and we just crank up to like 200 infamy in this war by just transferring all their subjects. I'm pretty sure we can land them. Pretty sure we do have. Let's take a look at our navies. We do have the South China HQ building up currently. If I'm not mistaken, they are fully built out here. In terms of the naval bases, they just need to employ, which is, you know, a slow process, but it is what it is. So we'll promote this boyo a couple times, and we'll just quad land the UK. And this quad landing technique does seem to give you extremely strong abilities to land, because what happens is one landing catches their navy, another landing catches most of their army, the third landing will really catch the rest of their army, and the last landing will be against like 5k troops, which is a bit of an exploitative thing. Maybe I don't want to do it just because it is exploitative. You're finally going up on the max education. Now, notably, we won't have 50% education access. We will have 72% education access because we snagged at the very beginning of the game in Eastern Mali the Mosque of Quinine, which gives 20% education access and is modified by the 10% throughput bonus from colonial exploitation, which is quite good. Our construction queue is not fully pimping out, so we will need to find and try and expand stuff. Notably, if you take a look, we are running out of places to build agriculture. Almost all of it is in these new Chinese states, and we don't want to actively build agriculture. One of the things that's really going to get slapped, oh, this is crime 35. We're just going to 51 that bad boy. Something that is, I forgot my train of thought there. But we're going to try and build up industries. Oh yeah, our main concern is when everyone embargoes us, we're concerned that a lot of our rural goods come from, you know, let's take a look at our sell orders. If we see our sell orders, oh, it's only like 3k from trade routes, we're fine. We're chilling. We're absolutely chilling. So we're going to try and expand industry specifically here. The reason why is there's a ton of pops here, and we can just absolutely take off. And it's a lot easier to just kind of put in here, you know, than it is to kind of look around. And we know these will all be really profitable because labor is cheap here as well. Now, of course, we'll just add a bunch of these to the front. And we're just trying to be a little bit quick here, trying to not pause too much. All right, chem plants, sure, why not? Well, I mean, I can think of reasons why not, but we're not gonna be negative Nancy's. Generally speaking, you can really build up a ton of clothes and tools, so that's kind of what we're looking to do. We also built up quite a bit of electricity. I'm sure we're enforcing on them now, fully occupied. Boyo is hanging out in that HQ. And then at the same time, we do have the military should be fully wound up then. We're built up to 500 battalions. We just have to wait for them to recruit a little bit. And we will be able to fight Great Britain kind of once that happens, I believe. I'm very confident that we can land Great Britain and enforce on them. And our war goal is going to be transferring the British Raj, Australia, Canada, Cape Colony, why not? Actually, I suppose we could take Gabon or Congo or something like this. We'll see exactly who joins and what we can do. I'm guessing that these will kind of be the best war goals, but let's say the United States or someone joins, we could probably take some very valuable states. They're rivaling a whole bunch of people, so it's unlikely that I think a lot of GPs join. Like France will likely not join, same with Germany. Obviously, we won't join, and Scandinavia won't, but Skinny's not a GP. Well, let's just put in more industries here, I suppose. along with the auto expansion, which will help us to not have to micromanage stuff as much. Landfang wants a defensive pact. I don't think so, bud. Oil is discovered in Nejd. This is one of the reasons we conquered Nejd early in the game, because quite a bit of oil will appear here eventually. You notice it is on 60 oil. We're just going to click it on auto expand. We don't have too much demand for oil, but I think we can start swapping it over. And whoa, whoa, whoa. What happened to all of our PMs here, my guy? We're going to go and try and click our reset production methods. We're going to reset them in here. These states, Hail, and also Montenegro. And then we're going to take a look and see if our things are completely messed up. They're not. And we will start switching over more to houseware plastics to utilize kind of the amount of oil that we are taking in. This is one of the better oil PMs, I think, especially because lead becomes a very valuable late game resource. We definitely do want to be on fertilizers and vineyards. How did that get swapped? But okay. I'm not sure. Let's take a look on tractors. It's going to be a lot of labor saving. I'm developing this theory that swapping over labor saving PMs, you might want to do it really piecemeal for a variety of reasons. One of which is if it drives up unemployment, that's actually really bad for you. Because it does increase the standard wage. Or sorry, the normal wage. Minimum wealth. I think we take the throughput here. Minimum wealth. And now, I think we're in good shape, so just to make sure that nothing absolutely crazy happens, we're going to take a save here. I don't think we could fight 4 GPs, for example. I think that's a bridge too far. But anything short of that, I think we're going to take. And by take, I mean we're going to turn the light on. Alright, so we're going to transfer some boyos. Transfer subject. And of course, that will make them really mad at us. And then we will transfer as well. We're just fully going for it here. Canada. We have passed the point of no return. I think Australia has more resources than Morocco, but it's interesting to see Morocco is... Ooh, what type of subject is Venezuela? Venezuela does have oil. Let's take a look what type of subject they are. They are just a regular puppet, so Venezuela is going to be high on the target list. And we have our first embargo, and it causes an instant shortage. So we will try and import to resolve this opium shortage, but it will be a little bit of a problem. We do not have native opium in our market, I believe. So that might wreck us in terms of PMs. We will see how things shake out, though. And our customs unions start breaking. Shaanxi breaks. Mongolian state breaks. Ecuador breaks. New Granada breaks. Ottoman Empire breaks. This is the price of betrayal. We do have enormous orders. And a lot of it is in the barracks. This is a problem for us. And people are embargoing us left and right. This is what happens when you go full infamy. But I think that we're at this point. I think we want to go this way. They are confident somehow. Why do they think that they have... Oh, Germany joins. So this is why we saved some of our war goals. Because we can. Let's take a look at diplomacy and let's declare some interests. Now we do have 4 more declare interests. We want to declare in Venezuela. Something like this. Make sure we have a lot. And we're going to recruit, or we're going to raise all of our generals. Activate conscripts in some key areas that we have set aside to have a bunch of conscripts with good PMs. And now we are running quite a bit of a negative. We can raise taxes though if we have to. We're going to send a 20 stack over here. And we're going to send a 40 stack over here. I suppose we'll actually send a 40 stack over here as well. One of these guys will be playing defense. Let's take a look at recruiting generals. I'm sure we are going to need some in South China. Yep. So we're going to promote this boy all the way. And we're probably going to land with them. We're going to recruit here again. It doesn't look very slim pickings. Are going to promote once. Then we're going to recruit in the Japan HQ. Actually, I think we will want to prefer a little bit of promotion instead. I think we'll keep Jiro at home, the good old communist homelands, and he will defend against landings. And I think that's pretty good, pretty well set up there. Germany is antagonistic. Naturally. We might want to take war reps off of Germany. Now they are cocky. But we do also want to see who else joins. We do not have any fronts over there. And I'm thinking, oop, almost clicked back down. Don't want to do that. We are going to transfer over some other big ones. And I'm thinking Venezuela is going to be good because they do have a lot of natural resources we're interested in. And transfer subject on someone else as well. Probably Australia. This is quite a few maneuvers. We will have not enough maneuvers to get war reps on anyone. So I believe Hanover is actually a decent state as well, and this would give us an ability to kind of mess with Germany better later and have a land kind of route or spot here. I don't hate taking Hanover. But we could also just not worry about enforcing on them. We could put in maybe taking Gabon and South Cameroon instead. I think I like this. And just cut them off. So let's find it. Gabon and South Cameroon, where are you? South Cameroon, conquer state, Gabon. And once we finish this war, we should be pretty set on the opium. And we have 22 infamy left, so let's see who we could transfer. That would be good. We'll probably do the trick. Ooh, Baroda's no longer there. So we won't do the Baroda trick. We couldn't do the Baroda trick if we tried. The Baroda trick is Baroda is a country right here. If you take Baroda and British Raj, all these interior states will lose access. We could just double war reps here as well. I think we're going to move this guy from the South China HQ right here so he can take through, push through there. And we want 4 people behind. Jiro's going to defend. And so we can send one more out to kind of fight and not do a landing. So why don't we send this guy out? Here, I suppose. And maybe we just take, you know, some more of this stuff that they don't have yet incorporated because it's cheaper to ask for. British Sinai would be, not that great. British Trucal Coast would be great. Trucal, or however it's pronounced. Panama Kasai is relatively cheap. I think Congo Oriental is actually very good land. So let's take that, and anything else we can take? Malta. I think Sinai would be more valuable to us than Panama. I think that's the play. I'm not sure. Probably splitting hairs here. And this way we actually only have to enforce on Great Britain. Although they do want to... Ooh, the plague right now is not ideal. I suppose it's never ideal, though, but it does affect the enemies as well. So we are keeping this guy back, and then the other 4 we will all be landing on the home counties with, which will, the quadruple landing will almost certainly go through, and then we can kind of just push into Great Britain that way. And glad this is only against 2 GPs. 3 GPs I think would be a little bit rough. We might have to increase taxes, but we have plenty of room to be able to do so. And so for now we won't. That's a nice tech to just kind of breeze in. Decrease morale loss at the very last second before this war starts. Landing craft will also be pretty nice once this war kicks off. I believe we are still running an opium problem. But it is quite expensive, so hopefully people will stop. We don't really care about our infamy decreasing, so we're just going to do that. We don't care at all. And it looks like we're about to kick off here. It'll be interesting to see if they try and land these Chinese states. This will be kind of a bit annoying if they do, but we'll see what happens. And so we will come in, and with this guy, we will land our biggest guy, which is Kozo. So we'll do a naval invasion here, Kozo. And with this guy, we'll land our next biggest guy, so we will be incurring a little bit of a penalty from being oversized, which is the 65 stack. And this will be landing our next biggest guy, which is the 37 stack, Toshimichi. Hopefully I got that right. And Sukinori Ugaki. Hopefully I got that right as well. We'll be coming in here. And again, this quad landing, one will tie up their navy, another will tie up their army, and the rest will be all good. Radical Russia. Radical Russia's having some problems. And these guys are standing behind in the Japan HQ, which they can just very comfortably take. We should be able to push through pretty quick here. This army is by far our biggest army, and it's posing basically nothing. In fact, perhaps we should swap over. Just swap around. Why don't we swap that guy there? Because there's not really a lot here. Once this battle finishes, we'll swap them over. Now, why are yours... Wait, why is your offense so bad? What the hell? I had you on these PMs. Why do you have the... Did they change it? So that when you add more, you get this penalty? Well, we're going to be on that penalty for South China for a while, I guess. So I guess maybe we'll keep him there, and we'll move this guy back. And we'll look to kind of make something happen. I don't know what happened there. I have to double check that. I thought we swapped these over quite a while ago, and that we just built them up, but now maybe building up a whole bunch now occurs the primary adjustment penalty, which it should. And so this would be great from a game mechanics perspective, but was not prepared for that. So we get nitro, we get chemical stuff, chemferts. We'll come in on that. More than happy to see that come in. We will probably not be using nitrogen fixation, but we're going to take a look at it. Yeah. But our oil's not too expensive, so this is a signal, in my mind, to swap more of these glassworks over to houseware plastics. Because we have a little bit of excess oil and that PM's a little bit better. So our terrible navy ties up their navy, and another guy ties up in here on the battle, which he's going to lose this battle, right? But the third and the fourth will get another and another battle, and then it'll be an easy sail landing. Here we go. Easy landing, easy clap right here. Perhaps we should actually... I'm going to take a little bit of a save here, and I'm going to call it land, and we'll maybe make a video on this. Or a quick little snippet. Because I think that this is, it's very, like, exploitative, but, like, this is just how you do it. You send multiple landings, and then they come and they clap. I think that we will actually also move this 20 stack over here with the intention of moving this 160 stack. And of course we no longer have the landing penalty, but not a big deal. Either way, and we have their capital. And once this battle finishes here, I really wish you could queue a movement. This would be great, but you can't, so there's that. But we want to be able to queue. Now, did guys get unassigned here? They did. Really, really annoying mechanic. I'm glad we were watching. They just full scale got unassigned. This is tragic. What the hell? This is very, very frustrating. So we get the full landing, but then, like, a bunch of guys get unassigned from the front. What is this? Of course they'll push us out, like, instantly, right? Because they can assign much faster. And this guy is not going to... That's frustrating. We had gotten in, we had gotten on the fronts split, and our guys got instantly teleported back to Japan HQ. Now our only hope is that, well, I mean, we could re-land, but look, see, they get in here first, way before we do. And it's just, it's annoying. It shouldn't be like this, but okay. Yeah, we will tend to our economy. Oh, economy farmer. So we'll come in and we'll put in another 51 of this. We'll put it on auto expand. I don't know, motor industries. This front unassigning is very annoying, though. Classic is very common to, like, get guys assigned to a front and then have the front immediately, like, unassigned. And, okay, we get a couple guys in now. And we're on the capital, so this is not nothing, but it is not, like, what we want. Or, well, I mean, we got it through kind of a bit of an exploit, too, so I guess we can, do a little bit of a mild pandemic response, which will decrease throughput. This will be very uncomfortable, but I think we'll do it to help us get through this. I'm not exactly sure what best practice for the flu is. And you incur, like, a lot of pain, especially in the bureaucracy front, you know, when you lose throughput. Well, it looks like we're going to get a push-off. We'll declare some neutrality here, but this war is really, truly the war to end wars. Here, we are losing a ton of money. We are going to stem that bleeding a little bit by doing that, but it is just slowing it down a little bit, and it is hurting our economy. We're also doing it because we're incurring pretty severe penalties from the flu, which is, the timing's not great, but it should be bad for them too, so we're fine with this. Wow, Germany, what's up with these? Oh, I guess I shouldn't say anything. We'll pretend that we didn't scroll down there and look at any embarrassing PMs. Thought we had swapped over those PMs to good ones like forever ago. Let's take a look. Oh, you know what we did? Terrible. When we hit the button for auto reassign the... We swapped over all the PMs with the auto button when we were chasing, trying to figure out what was wrong, and it swapped over the conscripts. Oh well, that's not ideal. That's unfortunate. I mean, those people even swapping up, incurring an 80% penalty, will be better than just the naked peasantry. Radical Bolivian Rebellion. Interesting. We will take this guy and we will assign him to this Radical Bolivian Rebellion to deal with that. I think that should be more than enough, and we just don't want to worry about it. Now we are having more penalties, so what we're going to do, hey, look at this landing try and happen. So even if we don't stave off their navy, which it looks like we might, we have this 100 stack here ready to go. But what we're going to do here is we're going to decrease the unis to kind of stem the blow here, and also because we're pretty close to like having all the tech we really need, and so we're just going to decrease them until we're at the max throughput bonus. Here in the capital, we have another 51 uni elsewhere, and this will help to, you know, kind of blunt this in a way that's a little bit more robust than increasing taxes. We're just attacking the expenses. We also do have this this whole deal, but we will be enforcing on them soon. We could try and land Germany right now, but I think that we'll be fine. Radical Russia looks like they're gonna win. Now, it looks like we're gonna lose this naval battle, but hopefully it's not too big a deal. When will this play again? I'm glad they haven't landed our Chinese spots, because this will shut off our generals from China, and so we would have to re-land, and it would be a bit uncomfortable. If they take all the land, it will... we gotta stem this bleeding a little bit more. Every time we increase taxes, the problem is we decrease consumption, and it slows down our economy overall, and so this is really a temporary measure just to make sure we don't hit a bankruptcy for this. This is going to be the most uncomfortable war we experience. We are experiencing a lot of discomfort. We are decaying faster than them, but they do not have the capital. So that as long as we hold out the capital, we should be fine. The problem is yeah, there's more than one problem actually. Yeah, us being on those bad PMs when we were swapped and ready to do the good ones is particularly annoying. But we swapped back, and so not kind of intentionally, just is what it is. Looks like we will be pushing slowly in a bunch of spots, and we are decaying faster, but we will be stopped at 0 unless they land our capital / get Jabal Shamar or Benjar, which well, it looks like they're gonna take Benjar. Where's Jabal Shamar? Benjar's over here. We could ignore the Anti-Mask League. They get annoyed with us, but they're already not happy with us. Feels a little political. Alright. We can decay them below 0 though, because we have the capital. And they have not pushed us out yet. And we are defending stalwartly the land we have taken. Now, we could try re-landing up there. But I think I like just keeping this big stack here. You know, we have more guys there. I don't think that they're going to be able to push us off very easily. Not with 37 guys or whatever. And looks like we get another... our advance is not working out too well, but we don't need to advance. We can just defend. Oh, and we run a positive balance. We're going to take a pause, and we are actually going to increase taxes because we really... I actually think what's going on is our credit line is decreasing. We're going to pause construction entirely. Because of this nastiness, so I think our credit line is decreasing here, which we have to be very concerned about, and so we have to try and get out from under this as quickly as possible, because we do not want to be in default while in a war. Although we do want to make sure we're paying these guys more, so we're going to do that for morale recovery. It's been quite some time since I felt like I had to pause this, but this is a huge part of it is the weird throughput struggles brought on by the fact that we are running the pandemic event during like this huge war event, while simultaneously it's also breaking down when we are losing a bunch of people out of our market as well, which is what has happened. I think that we might go Council Republic if when we can. But it will be a little bit difficult. We're going to look to decrease taxes as early as we can. We are in default now. So we will have decreased offense, defense, and throughput. This is what we are looking to avoid, but our construction stopped. At least the public construction stopped. We will not be resuming it. We can increase the taxes to try and get out from under this, but I don't think that's going to be effective. We have huge negative convoys, which reduces our throughput everywhere as a result of convoy ratings. So I guess we do kind of want to get out of this war sooner rather than later, but we don't really need British Sinai. We don't really need Congo Oriental. We do want the other stuff, though. But running this penalty is going to be a bit of a problem. Now, we are entrenched, so we can defend very comfortably. But yeah, this is causing us to have no market access in overseas province, basically. So we take a look here. Pain, 50% market access is very uncomfortable. So perhaps we just want to... I don't think we get pushed out here, is the thing. They have way more troops than us now, though. We're going to pause. We're going to actually swap all these guys to defense. We're just going to defend. I think we can just defend here. We're going to try and, you know, lose a little bit less blood here. Yeah, just huge defense. Even with these negative penalties from being in default, we're going to be fine on that front. But how do we get Germany to agree? I don't think we can land Germany. I think we want that guy to swap to defense. I guess we could make more convoys. It feels bad considering we know that we're not going to really use them in a hot minute. Oh, we have no construction. We can't do anything right now except wait or peace out earlier. And they will not want to peace out until they are really, really at the end of their rope. So I guess we just wait here. I mean, so what we could do is we could turn off the pandemic thing. So that also is affecting our convoys. We're going to turn the economy back on a little. Hopefully this will recover our convoys a little bit and help this out. Yikes. We do also, we're running really high taxes. Yeah, look at this. The pandemic, the convoys, the losing people in our trade market. This has been the most uncomfortable war I've been in quite a while. But Trench is just such a strong PM for defending. We just need to sit and stay put. It's very, very uncomfortable, though. The Dutch flu spread some more. Yep, you know what? Those Dutchies. Those Dutchers. I don't even know what a slur for Dutch is. Not that I would, you know, call them that, but... Oh. Yep, they just can't push through it, even with this penalty, which I think our penalty is getting larger, yeah? Germany's out. We're just gonna wait this through. They're gonna decay, they can't push us off this. And we are going to be the overlords of this planet. We are getting a bit of a recovery. Kind of. I don't think, we're not going to declare bankruptcy here. We're just going to look to get out the slow way from under this. Are you willing to accept peace? Why not? You really don't like Canada and Venezuela being part of the peace deal. And this is one of the things is, this will absolutely wreck you as far as the Dutch flu, because this huge negative bureaucracy is going to really hurt your ability to tax. And so what we're going to do to solve this... Oh, you know what? We're probably running a shortage of phones as well. I didn't even check this, but I would not be surprised. Oh, well, we're not, but... That's interesting, because all of our overseas, I think all of our electronics industries are overseas. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to switch some to switchboards. So in Canto, we'll go switchboards, which resolves that. And wowza. They're not even pushing anymore. Yeah, they've given up hope. We're taking everything from them. The auto queues. The auto queues. Oh, it's embarrassing. But this is going to be such a huge deciding war, because once we have Canada, the Raj, and, you know, Australia and stuff, all this, there's not going to be anyone who can really oppose us. We're going to fight Russia or whatever. We'll swap over those PMs. Now we can go NCO training. You need that for NCO anyways. And we will resume construction. And we will take our little whack-a-mole button. And we will reset the PMs in all these places. And just those places, so we don't make anything funny happen. And I think we're just gonna let the economy slowly... Oh, no. Yeah, we gotta get out from under this. Looks like we have. Oh, we don't want to declare bankruptcy. Why can't we resume? I guess we have to wait for a Monday. Now we have way too much bureaucracy. Yeah, it's very uncomfortable in general, the event chain. And part of this is our colonial investment is going down. So we will resume construction here. And we'll just keep it low. We're not going to fully fill it out, but we're just going to let it ramp up a bit, let it think. We're going to decrease taxes, which should also help to make stuff more profitable. Back to where they were before. So stuff should start filling out on the profitability as they become profitable again, and the auto queue fills out. We will also have buildings that are, you know, increasing their line of credit. Our line of credit should increase, and this should help out as well. And again, we also have this recovering at the same time as all this. And so now, I think we're in decent shape. Swap onto bolt action rifles. Not sure if this is going to be best. I think that requires oil. Which we don't exactly have a lot of. We'll come in here. Nedged, very nice, 60 oil, big ups. Oil is super cheap, so we're gonna actually come into the glassworks and we're gonna swap in all the houseware plastics. I don't think this will cause a shortage, but it might. Ooh. We're just gonna import from all these guys. This is an expensive good, and we are expecting people to not want to play nice with us. Okay, so we're going to declare neutrality and everything, and then we are going to try and rumble. We notably, I think it's worth noting, these guys are our subjects. So I understand that the British market and the Japanese market look basically the same color-wise, and it doesn't look like anything's changed, but a lot has changed, because Canada's now a subject, British Raj is a subject. I think they're a subject? No, they're not. Who we get? Venezuela? Yeah, they're a subject as well. But I think Russia's next. And I think we just wanted to take this into Ob, or one of this, into Ural, into Perm. Just taking states and just gutting their resources. So now that we've declared neutrality in all these, we should be able to start a fight? No, we're just in this Peru-Bolivia thing. Alright, fair enough. Give our economy a little bit of time to recover. That was a little bit of an owie. That war. But now we're not going to run shortages of a bunch of stuff. Like, for example, the opium is very much so. There's a bunch of opium here, right? So we're in good shape. This is decreasing while our thing is winding up. We're letting the auto queue kind of take control over there instead of directing it. I suppose maybe we could direct a little bit here. We're just going to look for ones of these that are extremely profitable. I think as the economy is recovering, nothing's going to be insanely profitable. But we can push some economies of scale. So 31, 41, 51, 31, 41, 51. And just try and push some of these bonuses. And I think we're done saving before we start wars. We really don't care who joins. We're going to go after upper, you know, whatever. And then we will go after Tobolus here. Now we could like liberate Perm and then look to conquer Perm, something like this, but I think we're not going to. And then we want Ural and Perm for the natural resources, and then we will kind of wait and see what happens in terms of people joining, but we will definitely want Ural and Perm. Because they have some of them, like this is, if you're going to select two provinces next to each other that have the most resources in the game, these would be the two. And we'll just kind of cut a swath over here. We will mobilize everyone and activate the conscripts, who now do actually have the good PMs. We will come over here. We'll just mobilize and we'll put everyone but Jiro on this front, I think. Knowing that Jiro... Do we have another front? There's another front? Oh, okay, I guess there's another front. We'll put a couple 40 stacks over there, I guess. I don't think they're going to assign to that front, but we will. And then we're going to quad land their capital as well. But also have this push over here. We should be in very good shape. We are currently working on the squad infantry. And we're going to come in here and we're going to, I imagine, let's just kind of add industries here to encourage... None of these are profitable. Why aren't you guys profitable here? The labor's so cheap. No demand for goods. That's kind of all changing, especially as we use the construction to stimmy everything, which is what we want to be doing. I think we will come in on some steel mills too. Put them on auto expand. Kind of about ready to delete some of this university though. We might size this down entirely. We'll let the nat spread kind of come in a little while longer, I think. We are getting automatic machine guns, which is nice. Great Shing sides with them. This is good and bad. Mostly good. A little bad. It's a little bad because mechanically speaking, we will need to transfer a bunch of guys over. But I think we'll put this guy here, our very biggest. Our biggest and brightest. We'll put this guy here. We'll put this guy here. The problem is we really just wish we had more generals. We do have to delete some of these barracks for the Congo. Okay. I suppose we actually... Where's the South... Our biggest guy is actually from the South China HQ. And I think we want him advancing out from there. And then we'll have this guy, who I think is from this HQ. No, he's from South China. We'll put him over here. We'll put the Chinese guys on the Chinese fronts. We'll have a couple guys on these fronts, and maybe we just won't do a landing. That seems like some BS. I think what we'll do is we'll actually just expand the military. This seems like a good solution. So we'll just add another 80 battalions. This should be very comfortable. Well, actually, I mean, why add 80 when you could add 100, right? So terrible. So we'll add 100 battalions. This should crank out pretty quick. We will want to take Chinese provinces, because man oh man are they valuable. And I think what we'll do here is we will take... So southern Anhui does have an enormous pop, but we could cut up the Qing a little bit. Maybe we just want the most valuable provinces, though, and we don't really care about kneecapping at all. But we could go Hainan, Eastern Hubei to cut them. So, let's go southern Anhui, which is a good province. Oh, we can take Hainan on top of this, and Hainan's going to be pretty good. So yeah, let's take Hainan. These provinces are going to be very good for us. And we are out of maneuvers, so we're content. They are uncertain. They're worried. Perhaps... no, this war is going to pop off. But perhaps we should have added primaries, but nope. This war is going to pop off. It is going to be a little uncomfortable. We are, you know, relatively close to default again. So, I think we always make an example out of them. We could flirt with the idea of running this higher taxes to try and get ourselves a little bit bigger of a buffer. I don't hate this, actually, to be honest. Ooh, we do need a Navy guy. The Japan HQ. You're from the South China HQ. I think we need to promote you. Oh, I lied. Russia's embargo status. You don't say. We'll move that guy over there. I think keeping Jiro at home might be a little much. We're gonna use Kozo to do the landing, so we're gonna bring him up to close to a 70 stack, and we're gonna try and land him on the capital and hope he makes it through. I think we're gonna use this guy to escort convoys over here, this guy to escort convoys over here, and this guy to escort convoys. I have a little bit of a shorter distance towards here. Hopefully we can intercept some of the raiders as well on this. Do have to keep an eye on this. Our credit line is grown a little bit, and so we're going to be hopefully relying on the combination of that and the other. Where is Great Qing's capital? I think this is worth noting. Is this your capital? Probably southern Anhui. Yeah, it is. So we will designate this as an objective. That's still the objective. Okay, cool. So we will see how fast we get a capitulation here. We, of course, are taking southern Anhui, so it probably would have been, for kneecapping them purposes, taking Hainan and eastern Hubei would have cut off all this. But I think this is fine enough. We will get another huge banger of a war. And with this absolute banger of a war, I think we're going to make this the final episode and the final war. Once we have this, we will have really secured our future. And we'll just, I mean, we're already clearly the strongest, right? It's not close. No, we have the prestige, the GDP. We don't have the SOL. Let's not worry about that. We will have the pop after this war, I think. We're getting very significantly huge population from this war and huge resources from this war, which is a bit of an interesting thing where we're getting like one thing from one and one from the other. We will land with this guy, with Kozo, or attempt to. I'm not sure how successful this will be because this is just a one landing, not a triple. When will the plague end? This is also during the time of the plague, which is a little bit wild. But once we get all this through, it's really going to be, you know, we're going to have, like, enough resources to kind of take care of ourselves, basically. I'm going to put in a bunch of coal, because coal's always good. Not broken, why fix it? You're telling me. We'll give this guy the bigger pop traction and juice. We would love them to come on up to 20%, although I think it's unlikely. We are getting the trade unionist bonus. This isn't something we've focused on too much this session, but these are important things. These bonuses, especially the Intelligentsia and the trade unionists, extremely strong. Haven't talked about it much, but very, very good. Talked about it a lot in the Armenian run. In search of a better life, you're telling me? Yeah, well, you know, stuff happens. What are you gonna do? We are not necessarily going to keep this going because we are concerned about defaulting a little bit. Oh, but I really like constructing stuff. And this is going to bring down the normal wage once this incorporation finishes, baby. Wild that these haven't found a way to be profitable. They have huge throughput bonus, cheap labor, not much demand for clothes. Yeah, not much demand for clothes. Let's try and see if we can increase demand for clothes. I guess we did have a pretty big export route to Russia, right? That's probably enough. We can export steamers as well, maybe? And porcelain is going to be, we can't really export much of anything. The big boys have embargoed us, is the problem. The Battle of Edo. National Citizens Alliance. I'm planning a raid. Oh, ban the rally. We don't want the fascists, man. Oh, these are communists? Whoops. I just saw the fascist, this one. Oh yeah, the National Citizens Alliance is the fascist. Yeah, we don't want that here. Come on, guy. Can we go Council Republic? No. Rip the dream, man. We do want to be on Council Republic now. We are paying so much for excess bureaucracy. I guess we should just incorporate everything, actually. So let's do that. Maybe not everything. We've had Kenya for a really long time, and we've had this for a long time, so we're just going to incorporate it and assume that there's like kind of a lot of industry in these places, which isn't necessarily the case. We're just incorporating a smattering of things. It doesn't really matter because we're not going to get to 20 years, but... Internal donations, brother. Let's go, baby. Now we are pushing them, and we get a landing. Unfortunately... don't have more than, we only have one guy, so we're going to try assigning to that, and we're going to assign this guy after he finishes the battle to the front that has 100 on it, 100 progress, and hopefully no one assigns there before we get there. Might have to re-land Russia. They're going to reassign guys, I think. Where did our guys go? We were gonna take this guy. I thought we had a guy over here. I don't think we swapped him, so we're gonna put him over there and try and figure that out. We should enforce on China relatively quickly. I think we're gonna be slapping them around a little bit here. And, I mean, what's expensive in the market? I don't even know what to build here. I'm just flustered a little bit. Yeah, it's all... Steel's like the most expensive thing. But the problem is, like, all the natural resources have been, like, exhausted, basically. Which is, of course, why we're going after perm and all this. Perm, like, between the two of these, I think it's like... Yeah, let's just take a look at perm and Ural so we can kind of explain the thought process here. 96 iron mines, notably with a 20% throughput bonus, and then also in perm, 20% throughput bonus on iron mines and 75 iron mines. And Ural, one of these also has 60 oils. I think perm does, but they haven't discovered it yet. Patriotic Party wins, yay. We could make a different smattering. I don't think we want to put the ethno-nationalist in government, though, because we don't want to provoke an event chain that we're not interested in. This is a little bit of a wild business. Hopefully we can push. I mean, we should be decaying them a little bit. I mean, we're so powerful on this front. Why don't we send the smaller guy over here to kind of help stabilize that over there, because that is going to be a big portion of us being able to fight there. We see electronics industry, or not electronics industries. A big part of what's actually profitable is power plants. I guess we'll try and keep them going a little bit. 41, 51. Kenya is now incorporated. Ryukyu. Where has the most labor that's also incorporated? Jiangxi? Yep, okay. Beijing? Yep. Shikoku? Yep, sure. There we go. Fill that queue. We are deficit spending, but we're pretty fine deficit spending. We're no longer like right next to the default line. Although that's largely because our credit line's increased. We've kind of been hovering around, you know, high 200 millions, but the credit line's gone from like 300 mil to 336 mil. Which is why we like defaulted so quickly before, is because our businesses became unprofitable as a result of the flu. And then this flu is kind of what drove the default like quickly, because our credit line slammed down as we were taking on more money or need for money. So we're just gonna, yeah, this is gonna be very gory borders after this, because it's just gonna be this swath here, a little loop in here. It's gonna be chef's kiss for the conclusion. Big ups. We take those. Back to our 1 billion GDP after the war with Great Britain wrecked us. Great Britain's having some internal problems over here. Of course, they will not be able to do anything about it because they can't get a single guy there, so they are going to lose to this guys and lose their states because we took these. Yay. Happy, happy. Looks like we're finally getting a push off in there. But I think that, ooh, what is that about? I don't know which one to reassign where. We're going to assign the 77 here. I think that's going to be a little bit better. We're going to assign the 24 over there as well. Just try and push them out. I guess we should maybe assign the 24 actually to Russia. So we'll try and put it over there. Somehow we have an advantage over here against triple the troops. Their PMs must be real bad. I'm scared to click on them because we were embarrassed earlier when we clicked on the PMs and it showed us our terrible peasant PMs. But now things look good. Yeah, their PMs are terrible. When will it end? Oh, the humanity. Can we increase this to put in a consumption tax? No, not even close. Just very low base authority, so modifying it by 10% doesn't do a lot anymore. It's a much more effective tactic in the early game. Kind of used it out now. What PMs are they on? Yeah, terrible. Okay. Gonna get a savage border goring here. Our SOL has been not consistent. America's start. We're gonna take that. The United States is cutting us down to size. How rude of them to do such a thing. I don't think they could possibly fight us, but I mean, it is a play. We'll see who joins. We could use ourselves in New York, into Pennsylvania, Ohio, and towards Illinois. Pennsylvania is really good. Kentucky, there's a lot of oil, or not oil, there's a lot of... We'd probably just go Texas, California, New York, Pennsylvania, though, in terms of conquering states. I think those are the best to go for. China has to be over this. Yeah. Just getting shellacked. I haven't been watching closely, but this guy hopefully has been doing work. Don't really want to swap those PMs over. United States is importing autos from us. Well, that seems like an oversight. You have a play against us, my guy. Why are you starting to import autos? Very awkward. Look at the border core. Look at it. I'm gonna be surprised if they get no. This is so ugly. Where's Great Qing's? Okay, their market's at least. Their capital's over here, but they should have like a cutoff. Oh no, they got they got some. We're gonna incorporate these two. Not that it matters. I'm gonna reset the PMs in these two spots. Oh, they got plenty of infra. Although we are going to enjoy those resources. Actually, we're not, because we're going to end the fight before then, but we would if the situation was different. We will keep our guy back, and we will put in war goals on the United States. Just because we want to. I think we take New York. I guess we're not going to get a full flight of stuff. I think we also would want to take California, Texas, and then Pennsylvania if we can afford the infamy. We got 50 more, so we can take Pennsylvania. After that, I really don't know what the next best thing to take is. I mean, I want to work towards Illinois and Kentucky. So I guess it's Ohio? Alright. Ohio. Could also just be living like New Africa. Oh, well, I guess it's not. Ohio. Where's Ohio? My eyes, where is it? I mean, Nevada also has a ton of stuff. Oklahoma has decent oil. We'll just take Oklahoma too. Oh, is someone now leaning a bridge too far, perhaps? We'll put these guys over here instead. Yeah, these guys are getting wrecked. And we get more embargoes our way, which of course is going to be the natural progression of things. These will take forever to construct because of turmoil, but the turmoil will get dealt with kind of quick. United States is embargoing us after importing from us. Big brain hour. Suddenly, we can't employ because there's no funds. Low productivity, low wages, not enough demand. Yeah, we just need all the natural resources. We're just going to import everything to the extent that we can. Because we have a ton of excess bureaucracy. We, of course, don't have the convoys to support this, which is part of like why the economy is wrecked, but... we won't import that stuff. Yeah, our SOL is... we're having some problems with this expansion route. Now, why aren't we decaying them below 0? We hold the capital. We don't hold the capital, I guess, actually. Yeah, well, okay. I guess we will be trying to land that. Okay, we didn't take anyone, we didn't completely remove guys from the front. But that's a little bit of an oversight. Because this is about to pop off, and we are in for, I believe they will continue to decay us. We can land their capital pretty easy, though. But we're not going to get a chance to recover convoys or anything like this. So I think it might be time to, well, up skis on the port skis. As well as making sure we're all on industrial ports. And hopefully we get in on the capital here. We're not advancing very well. They have a lot more guys. The landing should maybe be good. I'm gonna try and find a 20 stack that's not very active. Ugaki and Mitsu something. We're gonna try and double land here with our 2 guys that aren't in anything. Mr. Ugaki and Matsu Diari, however that's pronounced. We'll try double landing the US here. When will the plague end? Terrible. Much plague, much excite. I think we maybe are getting in on the capital here. No, we get the landing, so it's just a quick push, and we're gonna start decaying them. Yeah, there we go. United Front. Let's go. Jiro Sato, notably still defending. I think this 64 stack we will land as well. Toshimi. But this is going to be a ton of resources as well. We now have Russia's capital. What? Wait. Oh, did Russia move their capital? Why is their capital in Kazan? Holy snaps. Alright. That presents new problems. Wow. What do they have on us? Yeah, they can't liberate on us. Wow, this is going to be pain. Much pain. It's been a bit of a total war. I think we'll be able to get pushes off though. Yeah, we're just going to take a chunk of them, but we need to push into the gap. That's rough. We're snaking away here. Do get a landing off, so we just got to keep an eye on this in case guys get unassigned from the landing, because that is a normal feature. Of course, they do not get to defend with very many conscripts here. Courtesy of things and reasons. Man, we're getting wrecked. Not like trying to look super closely and like tempted to give them the pity radio progress, to be honest. I mean, not trying to stay super on top of the economy, just trying to get through these wars. Maybe we'll even speed 5 here, because this is going to be the last episode, but I would like to conclude both these wars, so a little bit of final showdown action. So it looks like we're getting in here. We just have to be cognizant of what's going on exactly. It's like, I really wish this was part of Maryland, the District of Columbia. I think it's silly that it's not. We're 0-0 on versus Russia, but I trust that we'll get to the capital eventually. Wow, 1K. Stuck in. Well, it looks like we might get the push first. And since we get the push, we will be able to get other guys in here beforehand. Where's this guy at? He should be here-ish. So it looks like we can enforce on them. What the hell happened? Why is this like 80 million francs? Oh, that's so cursed, man. This is fronts too. Man. This is split as well. Jesus. Put that guy there so we can try and re-push that in an intelligent way. Of course, we looked away here. What madness are we involved in now? Obviously, this 20 stack can't push into 1200, but we're also like getting decent enforcement on them currently, so we could just keep relanding the capital. Would be decent. I think we're gonna push at a decent clip here. 26 defense. Wow. Why is their defense so low? That's wild. And they must be really scraping the bottom of the barrel here. I think the world economy, everyone's economy is probably terrible. Let's take a look. Yeah, France is like kind of collapsing in line with us. Like, I think the world economies have all like kind of collapsed as a result of this, both the pandemic and this great big ass war. Yep. They're down too. What about the United States? Oh no, they're cranking up. No, you will not white peace you, my guy. I'm just trying to keep an eye over here for this. This is exactly why we're trying to keep an eye. Where did our 70 whatever stack go? He just disappeared into nothingness. Also, this guy was right here. He was fighting a battle here, and then suddenly he teleports back to the Japan HQ. That's cool too, you know. Oh, this guy's right here. He's invading the District of Columbia currently. Oh, he's in this battle. So hopefully he can get on this front in a short order here. But yeah, the guy just teleported back. Very cool. Super cool. The coolest. Teleported back 60 days away in like 5 seconds. So that's cool. Very cool. Big ups. We of course could put in a bunch of stuff to construct. I guess we should. You know what, we're just gonna do tools. And tools. And textile mills. Something like this. It's a shame our infrastructure is terrible. We, in theory, could move the capital over here at some point after we somehow converted them to be mostly Japanese, but more Dutch flu. I mean, I guess we could change the pandemic response. I'm not exactly sure what it should hurt our economy, but I think we can take it. Maybe not. Yeah, these guys should be getting wrecked now, I think. I don't know. Well, we should be on Kazan in just a moment, and we should decay them pretty quick. Here's going to be a little bit tougher. But I think we're still going to keep this Jiro Seito defending. Notably, we do have this absolute banger, which is defending us. I guess we can incorporate it. It's whatever. 6 lead. Big nice. But they're defending... Ooh, we don't have... We're not auto... Let's make sure we're subsidizing all those. And now we're enforcing on Russia. We finally got in there. So I think what we'll do is, since we're like so handedly powerful on this front, I think we'll move one of these big guys up over to this front. And again, since we're so strong here, we'll move this guy up over to this front. We just have to hold the US capital to enforce on them. When will the plague end? I don't know. Shaanxi would have been really nice for us to be able to take, but we had released it when we were trying to stay lower infamy. I guess we'll damage relations with them. We have an obligation, but that's not going to do anything for us. And we conquer all this. Yeah, buddy. Look at this. Such beautiful, high resource territory. We love it. We're going to swap over the PMs. The economy will heal with this iron. I think we might as well incorporate it. It should be very low pop, or relatively low pop, and, well, we have a ton of excess, whatever, so. It's probably not the best, but it probably doesn't matter. So now, we'll just move everyone over here. Which I don't think the US is ready for this heat. We're, of course, leaving Giro-Sato to defend. If we take a look at one of these battles, I think they're, well, looks like they're on a lot of trench. If they're on all this, then maybe it'll be a little bit rough for us, but we still have their cap, so they're going to decay below 0 quick enough. We also have way more troops. The economy is healing even more. I think there might be some sort of correlation between it popping off and us getting access to these, although we haven't exploited these yet, so there's all that jazz. Of course, these guys will have huge construction penalties, which is one of the reasons I kind of wanted to incorporate them to apply police force, but it's a 20-year incorporation, and so it's going to take us a while to construct everything here. I think we want to get rid of these barracks, though. Yeah, let's get rid of all that. And USA is being decayed. This is like some of my most heinous border gore I've done. To be honest. Ignore the league again. So how are we doing on these battles? Well, we're gonna lose this one, the 84k versus however much. Is that a split front? It is split, damn it. Who is the District of Columbia? We do need that to enforce. So these guys have it. Unfortunately, they do not have the troops. So we might try relanding the District of Columbia with one of these stacks that's kind of around the right size. So we'll have Kozo reland it in case something weird happens. Yeah, we can't push. But we have it for now, so we are still ticking on them. Of course, running negative convoys, which is part of why we're experiencing this, like, our economy's not doing very well, because we have, like, you know, 85% access. How much of it has been raided? Just a huge amount from port connections. Why are the port connections so expensive, man? I really need to take a closer look at, like, these mechanics. Is this really lagging? Come on. You can do it. I think maybe I'll pause the recording until this unlags. Alright, we're back, allegedly. But I need to... This is something I need to better understand, because, man, it's taking so many convoys. The port in East Borneo is taking an enormous amount. Kansai's taking a bunch. Chubu's taking... Wait, why is Kanto taking a bunch? Oh, this is my generation. Okay. See, I really wish the port connections was a little bit more transparent what's causing that. It just says port connections, right? And so I don't know exactly how it's working. Oh, East Borneo is almost done after a super long incorporation. But I do think part of it's probably also we're getting kneecapped by this plague. It doesn't say that we're like down a whole bunch. Oh, whatever. We'll just add an enormous amount of these to try and fix that. But I don't think it's going to fix that before like the end of our play here. So unless they push us out from the district, which they might. We are making money. Money moves. The economy is growing. SOL is decreasing. We get squad infantry. A little late to the party, but alright, fair enough. I guess we could go airplanes into tanks. Doesn't really matter. Could go after the Veiled Protectorate thing. That's like such a weird like flavor consideration when... Yeah. Oop. Definitely want to sub that. That'll actually help with the amount of convoys needed, in theory. Yeah, it says we're using all this from port connections, and I understand we're running a big negative from supply routes as well, right? Because we are like using that for these guys over here, but I mean that negative explains like our entire deficit, right? Would be gone if we didn't have that. So maybe we just didn't build enough ports as we just conquered a bunch of stuff. Actually, that's probably it. Because we also have to connect to these guys who are new in the market. Canada, who's new. This probably actually will be good. This will probably be good for Canada, the Panama thing. Which would also be actually good for supplying over here. Paved roads, woohoo! But we're about to enforce on the US, who tried to cut us down to size. Big mistake. You shouldn't have done that. Oh, so profitable. So beautiful. Natural resources galore. Let's go, baby. Look at that. Absolute border gore. Total war this episode. We managed to have like the goriest gore fest ever. I think this is the goriest I've ever done, but I'm going to call it an episode here, and also an end to this run. It's been quite a bit of fun. I really enjoyed the start, you know, as well as, like, I learned a little bit about, you know, or I've developed ideas somewhat on how to think about, like, this weird SOL pickup as a result of running out of peasants that is not super pronounced with most European countries, but it's very pronounced on both Japan and Great Qing. You know, I think it's a little bit dangerous, and I have to explore some other ideas about it, but it's been pretty interesting. During this episode, you know, we just to summarize, we fought Great Britain, we took all their big subjects in the British Raj, not Australia, Canada, Venezuela, I think, something like this. And then we gutted Russia for natural resources. I guess we didn't take the most efficient route in, though. We just kind of land-gored them here. And then we took all this from the United States, which is very cursed in terms of just border-going the US as well. And now we just have a ton of resources, so we should actually just be cranking off if we were to keep playing, but there's not much point. We're clearly the strongest. It would just be an exercise in map painting, I think, at this point. So I think I'm going to call it for this run. It's been fun. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, you know, do the YouTube algorithm stuff. It does help out. And if you've been sitting an extended period of time, which you might be if, you know, hour and a half episode, consider getting up and taking a walk. You know, the going on walks or being very, very active reduces your all-cause mortality by more than not being a smoker or not being obese. That is to say, being sedentary versus active is worse for, or is worse for you than, being either a smoker or being obese. It also, like, if you're just trying to get good at anything, getting your heart rate up at a certain point, exercise is, like, more useful. Like a lot of chess grandmasters, all they do is think, right? That's the sport. But in order to be better at that, they do like cardio, for example, just because it improves their ability for their brain to get blood flow, stuff like this. But just food for thought. And have a good one.